Hello to all. Let's switch gears now to focus on a traditional heavy industry. I'm the Chief Digital and Strategy Officer of Titan Cement Group. A few words about Titan. We are building materials producers, obviously. We have manufacturing facilities in 10 countries, including the US, and commercial position in more than 30 countries. 60% of our revenue comes from the US. We have commercial positions all the way from New York until the south of Florida, with 3 cement plants in the country. We are headquartered in Athens, where we were founded more than 125 years ago. And in the next few minutes, I will present to you some highlights of our digital transformation program and present to you how this digitization of a heavy industry can be part of the core strategy of an industrial company and not just an incremental program. So to stress my last point, this is a schematic we use with our investors on our core strategy dimensions of our 5-year plan. And as you can see, digitization and the use of AI is a very integral pillar of our strategy. It is not seen as a sort of a linear improvement program of a few use cases. We see it as a core program to increase growth, to increase value for our shareholders, and to improve profitability. And also, we believe that AI will lead to a new operating model for an industrial company like ours. And to demonstrate to you that we mean business and we are committed to that, this is a photo from a recent AI expedition that our Group Executive Committee did at Silicon Valley a few months ago, where we visited some iconic VCs and startups, as well as high-tech companies, in our roadmap to create our 5-year digital innovation program. So with this background, where are we today in our digital strategy and what is our plan going forward? Here in this slide, I depict our current position on the top and our plan at the bottom. And within the building material industry, Titan is regarded as one of the pioneers and innovators in applying AI in operations. And our success is probably due to the fact that, contrary to most companies, and as we heard this morning from GE, we focused a lot on identifying a few high-impact use cases and gearing up our system to scale up fast. We didn't deploy 200 use cases. We have deployed in the last 8 years around 15. But we made sure that these 15 scaled up quickly. Our hit rate in terms of scaling up initial pilots is more than 60%. And currently, we have achieved digitization of most of our manufacturing facilities. 90% of our manufacturing assets are fully digitized using AI. We have hundreds of people in the front line using those tools every day and the digital center of competence. And we have invested in several digital startups. And, we are, by external assessment, in the top 5%, not only of our industry, but among industrial companies in general. And with Bruce and Mimo's acknowledgement, we were published last year in Harvard Business Review as one of the companies that scaled up AI successfully. Just to give you a few numbers, because we're talking about ROI here, for our digital program, we have invested around 30 million euros or dollars in the last 5 years. This is generating about 30 million of additional profit for us. For those of you in the MBA course, that's a payback of less than a year and a return of investment of around 5 times. By all means, our CFO is happy with that. Now, in terms of plan going forward, we plan to extend our AI implementation to additional domains, not only in manufacturing, but also in logistics and supply chain, in our back office processes, in our customer-facing operations. And we also plan to create new digital businesses. We are a heavy industry producing a building material, but as you will see later on, we have already spun off a digital service company. And in parallel, we're developing, of course, a foundation of a cloud-enabled digital platform with all the technology stack that is required to scale up those solutions. Now, I think we discussed a little bit about ROI and the benefit that cost savings bring to our company. And of course, this has been our first direct impact that we started recording. We put the bar quite high based on our early pilots of generating at least 5 times return on investment, 500% that is. But there are additional collateral benefits that we are seeing already, including better customer experience. Even though you might not imagine that, our customers are quite demanding in terms of expecting their concrete on time and with a high quality that they always want. We have organizational efficiencies as our people become more productive. We're enabling a new operating model. These are sort of, sometimes quite hollow words, but we are actually transforming quite rapidly the way we do business, centralizing our operations with the power of AI in a way that we couldn't do before. And finally, of course, we are creating a much more secure data backbone for our people to access information and do their analytics much more easily. So this strategy, I think, is ambitious, a lot of sources of revenue, but what is really the implementations that we have done? So several years ago, we created what we called our vision of the smart cement plant of the future. And that's what we're trying to achieve. We have several solutions that I will highlight a bit more later on. Real-time optimizers, leveraging AI. Quality optimizers, again, leveraging AI. Predictive maintenance solutions using machine learning models. Inventory optimization models, including spare parts, but also product inventory with demand forecasting. Robotics application, we'll say a few more about that. And smart quarries for the extraction of raw materials. And all of that under the governance of a digital twin and dynamic real-time cockpits to manage operations and monitor our KPIs. We digitized with this vision our first cement line in 2020. It was our plant in Florida. At that point, it was the first fully digital cement plant in the world. And currently, we have more than 10 cement lines that have all of these tools that you see there. And we are completing very fast the remaining 10% that are still not there. So let me now spend a few minutes giving you a little bit more highlights of some of these solutions. I will focus more on the most impactful ones and the ones that are probably more relevant for other industries as well. So looking at cement manufacturing, one of the most important solutions we implemented, and this is the one that we actually started our journey quite a few years ago, in fact, is what we call the real-time optimizer. These are algorithms that work at real time, optimizing every second the running of our equipment in the cement factory with a dual objective, simultaneous objective, increase the throughput, so more product from the same line while reducing energy consumption. We're an energy-intensive industry. 30 to 40% of our cost is energy, either electrical energy or solid fuels to produce high heat. This solution alone has produced double-digit improvement in our productivity and 5 to 10% reduction in energy. And together with a quality optimizer, which is reducing the need for raw materials while maintaining consistent quality, is delivering more than 10 million of profit per annum. Likewise, our machine learning-based predictive maintenance detects anomalies before they occur. We have had some spectacular successes, capturing very significant faults weeks before they would have occurred. And these models present alerts that are interpreted and analyzed by a service team, both in the US and in Europe, coordinating with our frontline staff to prevent downtimes. And talking about downtimes, this solution has prevented, since the inception, more than 35,000 hours of downtime in our cement plant. This is the equivalent of having a full cement factory running continuously for 4 years. The profitability improvement we get from this is more than 15 million euros or dollars annually. And the next frontier for us was to move from the cement factory to the more downstream operation of ready-mix concrete. For those of you that are mixing the two terms, cement is the powder, concrete is what you actually put in the building or the infrastructure. It's a perishable material, has a lifetime of 90 minutes from the manufacturing to solidifying. So it's a very complex material to distribute. And we focused a lot on optimizing the logistics of delivering that product. We developed a complex set of algorithms that optimizes the scheduling, the dispatching, the order taking, and the routing of our fleet of concrete trucks. In the US alone, we have more than 1,000 concrete trucks delivering product every day to our customers along the Eastern Seaboard. And using these algorithms, we have achieved 10% productivity improvement of this fleet of trucks. Those of you doing supply chain management, you will understand double-digit improvement in logistics productivity is something that doesn't come very easily. And it also has improved our customer experience with on-time deliveries now being able to be promised to the customers, as well as flexibility to adapt the schedule. We're also rolling AI algorithms that optimize the composition of our concrete, giving to our quality control managers the optimum mix of raw materials for the targeted strength of the product. And that is already giving us more than $1 per cubic yard of concrete. Those of you who, again, know anything about that product will understand this is quite significant. And without going down to the customer solution, all in all, I think, as I said, we have achieved digital solution across most of our domains and most of our countries of operations. And we are continuously expanding with more use cases. Now, as I told you before, something quite unique in our industry for a cement company, we launched a digital spin-off 4 years ago. It's called semai.com. If you go to the internet, you can check its website. It's a startup that is serving customers in the cement sector in 4 continents currently, focusing on real-time optimization and predictive maintenance. We have a sort of addressable market in the hundreds of millions. We aim to become a top 3 provider of digital solution. In fact, we are the only digital services company that has been spun off by the industry for the benefit of the industry. And we believe this is a unique value proposition. And of course, I wouldn't be able to talk to you about digital transformation without mentioning Gen AI. A lot of what we saw before is sort of proper industrial AI, neural networks, reinforcement learning, not necessarily LLMs. But we are also deploying LLMs. We have provided 100% of our staff with copilots. That is to be expected, but we were probably one of the first 500 companies globally that achieved that benchmark. And we have already several agents in operation, including an agent that helps our production managers optimize day-to-day running of the plant, as well as the coding assistants and the analytics assistants that you would expect to have. We're now developing a maintenance agent that works with our predictive analytics to identify root causes for potential anomalies and provide a quick resolution of the issues, as well as customer care and enterprise processes. Today is all about manufacturing, but just about enterprise back office. We have developed an agent that is processing our incoming invoices 90% faster than the humans did before. And all of the digital solutions that I mentioned have been developed either in-house by our Digital Center of Excellence or in collaboration with our ecosystem of partners. Just a few examples here. 2 years ago, we systematized our digital innovation by launching an accelerator in Thessaloniki, in the north of Greece, with a local university and research institution. And this is our way of now doing proof of concepts and pilots in an industrial way and not on our free time. And currently, this accelerator is developing robotics and physical AI solutions and manufacturing agents. As I told you, we have invested with several startups. We're providing our data and our digital assets for them to test their early stage algorithms and to scale them up. And we have several academic collaborations. The most recent one was last year. We partnered up with the University of California at Berkeley and the Citrus Institute to develop the first end-to-end digital twin for a cement plant. And of course, we would be very happy to partner up with MIT as well. And that's a discussion we should be having soon. Now, A double click on robotics and physical AI, because I think that, again, within our sector, we probably have developed something quite unique. This is the robotic system that is currently in full industrial piloting in one of our European plants after passing the proof of concept stage late last year. It consists of a system of quadruped robots, of autonomous rovers, and of drones, with carrying a specialized array of sensors from the visual cameras, the thermal cameras, the ultrasound microphones and gas. And of course, I think what is quite unique is that the fact that our accelerator managed to integrate the hardware with the software, capturing in real time all this data from the sensors, integrating into our technology stack and our algorithms, and providing real-time analytics to our people. The proof of concept of that system that was done last year provided, again, since we're talking about ROI, a return of 300%, including the acquisition of the robots, which I guarantee you are quite expensive. So this promises to be the next big frontier for us. And I hope that we will be developing an out-of-the-box solution so that we can offer it to the industry through SEM AI. And a quick word on digital twins. We spent a workshop yesterday talking about digital twins with some select colleagues. This is the focus of our work with University of California. We are developing a platform where we plan to integrate in real time all our data, our digital solutions, and the 3D replica of our processes. And we aspire for this to be a canvas where we can deploy and develop new solutions much faster and in a safer environment than the actual physical asset. And also expand in other use cases, for example, to model upgrades of infrastructure and integrate it with the systems of our contractors, or safety use cases where, for example, through the digital twin, we can identify blind spots in our plants not covered by our cameras so that we can deploy new AI-enabled cameras in a targeted way. And closing, this is a slide that we shared with our investor community a few months ago in our Capital Markets Day. So these are fully committed targets that we are promising to the external world. Our strategy aspires by the end of this decade to have AI improve our profitability by 1 to 1.5% of EBITDA points. In dollar terms, that would be an additional $50 to $60 million on top of what we have achieved today. We plan also to create superior customer experience, having most of our orders go through digital channels. The 80% may not sound impressive in an MIT auditorium, but today that number in the industry is a single-digit number, is 7 to 8%. So we plan to improve that by an order of magnitude. And then we want to have 100% of our employees trained on digital dexterity. Easy words. When we say 100% of our employees in a heavy industry, it doesn't mean only white collar. It means the blue collars in the plants. It means the truck driver. It means everybody. And then we also plan to have minimum of 2 new use cases through our innovation and R&D program, scaled up, not just piloted every year. And then the motto of the day, we plan to do all of this with a return on investment of 500%. Thank you. So maybe just one question that we have a bit of time. There's somebody at the top there was first, I think. I cannot hear you very well.
In this case where the predictive maintenance implemented in the factory, how is the ROI calculated for predictive maintenance? Is it hardware-wise or software-wise?
On predictive maintenance, the way we calculate the impact is with 2 main KPIs. One is on the maintenance cost that we prevent by doing, let's say, the corrective action early before the equipment breaks down. So whenever we, let's say, detect an anomaly and our engineers go and check the equipment, typically they detect the early stages of a failure. And it sometimes is much cheaper to replace a spare part than to fix an entire equipment. So reduced maintenance cost. And the second one, and I would say is the more impactful one, is the reduced downtime. When we prevent an anomaly or a failure, our engineers, from their experience, calculate how much time they would have to stop production to actually fix the fault. And in an industry where our manufacturing process is a continuous process, the plants never stop 24/7, 11 months per year, 1 month to do maintenance. Any prevention of unplanned downtime translates automatically to product that you can sell that otherwise you wouldn't. So by combining those two metrics, we'll calculate the return on investment. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will now have a short break before moving on to our next session. Please be seated before 10:20 a.m. to minimize disruptions as we will begin promptly on time. Thank you.